Hello, Teller County. This is Thom and Charlie bouncing into your day with big smiles, lots of laughter, and that signature mountain town energy. Today, we're coming to you from our new location. It's called the Immer cabin behind the Woodland Park Library and next to the yellow building. And just looking around this room, it's filled with all sorts of artifacts. Who knows how old? You know, maybe Charlie can tell us a little bit about actually what we're looking at this room. There's dolls, there's cans, there's old signs. Charlie, give us a little bit of info on this room we're sitting in right now.
Put me on the spot now, Thom.
Do that best.
We got like 7 cabins, and it's all part of History Park here. And in all of our cabins, we have a lot of artifacts and things that our curator has obtained over the years. We're going on our 50th year here, and so I can't. I wish I could give you the exact date. I know it's 1889 or something in that area. But yeah, we're proud to show it off, and all the rest of History Park. You know, we do tours, as you know, and we have the museum and bookstore next door, and yeah, that's what we do here.
Well, there's just something in the newspaper about they're trying to do some work on History Park here, doing a remake just like they're doing downtown with everything. Is that? You know,
yeah, it looks like T-Mobile's going to pony up to give us a grant, and we're going to dress all this up. You know, it's mostly curb appeal. It's going to be a lot of new, sidewalks and new things. It's going to attract a lot of attention. It's going to be nice.
All right. Now we're not only sponsored by the Ute Pass Historical Society, we get to use one of their buildings. So settle in, laugh with us, learn with us, and let the sunshine of the community brighten your day. This is Teller Time with Thom and Charlie, and I say let's get rolling. All right. So something unusual is moving through the mountains today, I felt it earlier. I don't know. Not sure if you felt anything, Charlie.
Yeah, well, a little bit.
Yeah, it's not a storm.
No.
Not a shadow.
I don't know. I walked out the front door. There were 2 dogs stuck to a fire hydrant. It's pretty cold,
It's something quieter. It's a presence that seems to slip between the pines, stirring the air just enough to make you wonder if the weather itself is paying attention. Could this be the presence of a person?
Oh, I guess it could.
Some folks say he can feel a cold front before the cold even thinks about forming. Others swear the wind changes direction when he walks by, like it's greeting an old friend. And every now and then, someone claims they've seen him glance at the sky with that knowing look. The kind that suggests tomorrow already whispered its secrets to him. He's a man who reads the sky like a storybook and always one step ahead of the weather. Please welcome Matt Miester to our microphones.
Wow. What just happened?
I told you, sir. That was going to be a hell of a lead-in.
Jeez. Wow, I don't know whether to be flattered, afraid, or what was going on right there. Oh, my goodness sakes.
Fun. Yes.
Well, he's been rehearsing all week.
Yeah. In the bathroom mirror, just practicing my poise and everything else. But that's yes, right. You are here to talk about a lot of things, especially the new business that you just started.
Yeah, Peaks2Plains weather with the number 2. Okay. Started on January 1st, 2026, and it's my evolution as my career gets into the back quarter or so here. Because how people consume and expect information, obviously has been changing during the course of all of our lives. But it really seems like in the last 3 or 4 years that's accelerated a lot. And because of, some things in the family, my wife and I are going to be empty nesters coming up in the fall. Nice. Too, that makes you kind of reevaluate things and what you want, life to look like as you get into a new phase. Peaks2Plains Weather is an app, a website. It's on social media. It's a 24-hour streaming channel on Roku, Fire TV, YouTube. That stream lives in the app and in the website. So it's everywhere. Wherever you want weather information, that's where Peaks2Plains weather is.
Nice.
It's awesome. Yeah. No, in fact, the one beautiful part about it too is he interacts with a lot of his listeners or viewers. They put in stuff. He talks to me almost every morning.
Yeah, put it in right away. That's one of the things I like is being able to hey, I'm going here, or I'm going there, or I'm concerned about this, and being able to help people. I mean, I've been about community my entire time as a broadcaster in Southern Colorado, and this is the next evolution of that and how I can serve my community better.
Totally. Yeah. And so one of the things I've noticed, and you do it almost every day, is the ski reports. And you do live video from the ski reports, and people are really jazzed about that.
Yeah, it's been a lot of work about, seeing what is out there, what people need, what people want, and trying to give that to them. I mean, this time of year when the snow falls, everybody's running up into the hills and whatnot. And so, that's where we like to go play here in Colorado. So if I can provide that in what I'm doing with Peaks2Plains, that's just a way that, I can be the meteorologist of choice in the air.
That's exactly it. And, one of the other things that's extraordinary is, as opposed to just catching your weather on TV like we always did, is you get into a lot more detail, and and people love that. I mean, it seems like it gets through more to everybody on all aspects, like, because you cover everything, the wind, all of it.
Well, it all matters. I mean, it's, you can get the default app on whatever phone you guys have. You can open that up and you can get some number. And that doesn't tell the story a lot of days around here. I mean, 30 can feel amazing and 70 can feel like crap. And so exactly. That's really my job, is bringing the color to those numbers, explaining what they mean, how you are going to feel them, experience them, how they're going to impact you. And, even Teller County, you can't just pull up one number, even in Woodland Park, right, from the west to the east side of town. And on a day like today where there's an Arctic front, it doesn't tell the story. Yeah. I was watching my thermometer actually go up as I drove up the pass here, coming from Colorado Springs. And, the temperature can change during the day. You guys are right on the edge of this Arctic air that can slosh in and out. And so the temperature can change 20 degrees. Yeah. So you can't just open one number and move on with your day, look at it for 2 seconds. There's a heck of a lot more happening than that. And because weather impacts everything. Totally. It's always been the most important thing in a newscast. While newscasts are still around in their traditional form, it will continue to be, because everybody has to deal with it. Every industry deals with it. And so,
Well, yeah. You can leave Woodland Park, the center of Woodland Park, and go hit Walmart. Woodland Park could be nice and sunny. You can go hit Walmart and be caught in a blizzard.
Right, exactly.
That's how freaky this
exactly.
weather is
Yeah.
Here, so.
Somebody was just telling me the last snowstorm, which was, I guess, a couple weeks ago now, that it was snowing in their backyard, but not in their front yard. So, I mean, you can make it even smaller than that, right? Yeah. As we're taping this here, it's Friday morning, and the edge of the Arctic air is sitting right on town. So, it is going to sort of ebb and flow a little bit up and down the pass during the day. But Arctic air is so dense and heavy. I mean, you're either in that stuff or you're out. And I remember, it was probably seven-ish years ago, it doesn't matter when, but it was a situation like this, and I was coming up here, and my temperature between Chipeta Park and Green Mountain Falls changed like 18 degrees in less than a mile on the road. And I was like, wow, did the thermometer just wake up? So I actually turned around, because I'm a geek, and I went and drove it again, and it was real.
Same thing.
And so it's like water on a shore, like when you're on the ocean, right? Like the water, it changes as the waves kind of ebb and flow in and out, but your feet are either wet or they're not. They're in the water or they're not. And Arctic air is the same way.
So you've been basically with your new app. You've been in about 3 weeks. Do you know how many listeners you have?
Yeah, well, I'm over 5 million sort of uses of all of my platforms over the first 3 weeks. So some of that's because we had a storm. The Arctic air coming in has everybody interested, and I'm somebody that looks at data and have been sort of building a following, if you will, for about 25 years here in the area. And so, I knew numbers were going to be there. I knew it was going to take a little bit of time for people to find it, because I initially, I'm a small business owner now, so I didn't have a lot of money to invest in advertising. And so it's kind of organically grown. And it's It actually has already surpassed my projections for the month. So I'm excited, and I'm excited to serve, which for me really is.
Well, it's truly remarkable. I just want to rub elbows with you, so maybe this could run over here.
That's fine.
All right. Yeah. Well, I do notice, and I was hoping you'd bring us some swag, like one of those nice coffee cups you got. But you got some great coffee people. You got some coffee sponsors, don't you?
I do. I thought that would be, so I was thinking about how this was going to work, and people asked me if I was going to have subscriptions. But I think for parts of our community that are maybe more susceptible to impacts from weather, that a subscription-based kind of service would be a barrier to entry, and I didn't want to do that. So when I decided to, offer advertising to businesses to help them grow, I built some packages that I thought would, kind of work, and the more places you wanted to be, the more exposure, there's a bigger investment that would come with that. But I started talking to Spence Verhines, who owns American Classic Coffee. And I am a big coffee drinker. I mean, I start drinking it when I get up. I drink it before I go to bed, and I can go right to bed and have no problem. And so we were just kicking around, we were just talking, whatever. And he had this idea of like, well, what if I was the official coffee sponsor? And, part of what we'll do in the deal we worked up is, he brings me over all his coffees, and then it works for him because I get to talk about them.
Right.
Like this morning I had Grand Teton. It's an organic medium roast that he's got, and it finishes with a little fruity note. And I can be able to say that and that to him. And I think to people that maybe are watching, like that's more useful than maybe just a commercial like, hey, we got great coffee, because every coffee maker is going to have a commercial that says that.
Right.
But for me to be able to speak to it a little bit, he says it's been useful, and he's offering a discount if you go to americanclassiccoffee.com and you put Peaks into your checkout, you get 10% off. So there you go.
All right. So again, the name of the company was All American.
American Classic Coffee.
American Classic Coffee. And do they have an actual brick and mortar building, or they just?
He doesn't. He has his coffee in some places. That's something he's thought about and considered. But with where he is in his business, online sales have been great for him.
I'm sure.
Given that it's a 250th anniversary of America, he has a special blend that's coming out later this year around the 4th of July that he's super excited about. And so, it's. He's quick, he's nimble right now.
Okay.
But his coffee is really, really good. I'll tell you that. I mean, like anything, there are my personal palate. I gravitate toward some of his roasts more than others. But it's fun to be able to have them and try them and talk about them. And I'm sorry I didn't bring you guys some swag. I mean, I should have. No, because no. So part of that getting spun up, right? Like as you need revenue to a point in your business where you can kind of do that kind of stuff. And my wife's been on me. She's like, well, I want to give our friends T-shirts and stuff. And it's well, I have to pay. I have to keep the lights on first, honey.
There you go.
But you can actually, if you want a mug, you can get one on peaks2plainsweather.com. There is a merch page.
Shirts, hats,
all the good stuff.
But I will tell you, on the coffee note, I was thinking, and it would just be fitting for you, Matt, to have like Krispy Kreme donuts with your coffee.
Oh, so look at that. You could be my marketing department, right?
Yes. Krispy Kreme donuts. What about Secret Desires Dessert Company?
I'm sorry, that he owns that.
That's my business. Yes. In addition to the martial arts. Yeah. See?
Really screwed that.
Martial arts and donuts. You're all over the place.
Oh, I am.
So you get people fat and then you work them out. Is that the deal?
That's right. Or we just satisfy their urges. So So what are some of the future plans? I know you're growing, but any future plans right now for Peaks to Plains?
Yep.
What can you tell us?
I am I'm doing this for it not to be just me doing weather. I am doing this to build a new media company. There may be a day where Peaks to Plains maybe has a news branch or a community branch or something like that, and I don't anticipate me being the only meteorologist. Okay. So, I've got another 10, 12 years of career. I mean, I don't know, we usually work longer than that nowadays, but, in my dreams, I'd like to retire when I plan on it.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I want to build something here that serves the community. I don't want it to be, a guy, in a studio with some lights on. I really want this to grow. And I thought about calling it the Colorado Weather Network. But out the door, when it is just me, I didn't want to be responsible for the entire state high impact weather 24 hours a day. But there is room for it to grow. That was kind of why I landed on Peaks to Plains. There's no kind of hard edges to that, right? Like if I called it Pikes Peak region weather, like, if I got too far away, that kind of starts to not make sense. So there are plans. I have things sketched out, and we'll see where things go.
Well, it's good. Yeah, it's good because, like you said, you have a passion. You want to do more for the community. And that's kind of sort of our process here while we're growing. We've got ideas, to discuss more of the history part of Teller County. Yeah. A couple, probably documentary, a murder mystery.
Oh, yeah. That sounds fun.
Yeah, but we're also trying to
live theater.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
But also the teen podcast, getting teens in front of a microphone, teaching them how to speak and articulate, and just have some fun and get over the fear of. Heck, this is almost public speaking a little bit.
Oh, it totally is. Absolutely.
Big mic in your face, and you don't have a red light to go on and scare you. But just learning how to again. For the community, for the kids up here, it's a lot for the kids is what we try and do. So it's nice that your ideas and imagery is sort of we're in sort of the same line of just trying to create some programs, and we're both unique and different. Charlie and I and our own ideas, but between the two of us, we've got a lot of ideas to keep this going. And Teller County, that's why this is Teller time, because Teller County is very widespread. So we try and get from Green Mountain Falls up to Victor, Lake George.
Cripple Creek.
Yeah.
So if you ever need any anchor guys on your future endeavors.
See, there you go. There you go. I know where to find you. I look for the little cabin behind the library.
There you go.
There you are.
All right. So now we get into some of the more funner. Nice
more funner?
The more funner part, but the podcast is always fun, whoever we have. But what's your go-to snack, Matt, when no one is watching?
Ooh, I definitely gravitate more toward salty, crunchy stuff versus sweeter type things. So things like chips are kind of I don't know. I grew up in a family. I have two brothers, and my dad and my brothers and I could make nachos like nobody's business on a Saturday watching football or baseball or something.
I kind of got that feeling watching you on Channel 21 a few times with the chips, dude. You were really. I never seen anybody get into chips.
I can get after them. I mean, embarrassed to admit, more than one time in my life, I have put down a bag of Doritos on my own in one sitting. So and I'm not talking about the little convenience store, big grabby things. I'm talking full size, family size Doritos.
So he's a poster child for your. You keep fit. You look good.
Well, thanks. I mean, I feel bad after the fact, so I got to go, run the stuff off after.
That's right.
No,
that's right.
No, it's all about balance and everything in moderation. What's the weirdest compliment you've ever received? If you've received. Yeah.
I don't know if I should tell this story, but I guess this was a compliment. So, okay. I can't believe I'm going to say this. Okay. So when I was at KRDO, like we were doing a tour, like a little, studio tour of, I think it was second graders or whatever it was. But the office, the weather office at KRDO at the time was literally this closet in the corner of the studio. And so I was getting my business card for the teacher at the end of the tour so that I could, send them some video and whatnot. And I turned around, and this mom had followed me into the weather office and turned around and basically said her husband was out of town, like if I was interested.
Dude.
So I guess that's a compliment. But I was like, I was a young man, I freaked out and just looked at her and just went right around her. I didn't even say anything because I was so out of whatever. But I was like, this is your kid's class. I don't know.
Wow.
So in a roundabout way,
that's
right?
a
weird, right?
Yeah.
No, that's definitely. Yeah.
I took it as a compliment.
Heck yeah.
Right.
Heck yeah.
If you had a warning label on you on a Monday morning, what would it say?
Ooh.
This is always a good one for everyone.
You know what?
Mornings.
I have turned into quite a morning person, actually. I'm not very grumpy in the mornings. My wife has always said, my alarm goes off and I just get up and I go. And am in a pretty good mood. And I was a night person when I was young. So I don't know if I need a warning label then. Sometimes I do toward the evenings or, when I'm ready to go to bed, I'm kind of ready to go to bed. And that's probably when I need one.
Okay. All right. Lightning round, what is your go-to karaoke song?
Ooh, it's Whip It from Devo.
Devo.
Yes.
All right. I can see you doing that.
I can
Matt.
do both sides. I can do both voices in that song, and that's my go-to.
Whip it good.
That
Right.
sounds like something to be seen. All right. Weirdest thing you collect. Weirdest thing you collect.
Weirdest thing I collect: guitars.
Wow.
My wife doesn't know why I need more than one guitar, but I'm probably over a dozen at this point. They all sound different and make you want to play.
Oh yeah. So you've been playing for a while?
Yeah, I probably started when I was about 12 or so. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, good.
We need to start a band.
Oh.
All right.
He's got so many notes. He got lost in the. This is not much of a lightning round here. This is,
Hey.
you want me to keep talking until you find your next question?
Now,
That's right.
in your opinion, what's the most overrated food out there? In your opinion, what do you think people give too much kudos to?
Overrated food. Well, I love food, and I think it's all great. Apples.
Apples.
Apples are overrated. I think they all sort of taste the same.
Yeah.
I mean, a Granny Smith kind of, but like anything that's sort of red kind of all has the same sort of flavor to me. So,
All right. How about a worst fashion choice ever?
was my haircut when I was a senior in high school. It was the grunge days, and I had sort of some long hair on the top that then right around the crown of my head, like, maybe 3 inches or so above my ears, was buzzed down below that. But the hair on top wasn't that long, and it just looked hideous. And at the time, I mean, this is great. And I see pictures now, and I'm like, why'd you guys let me have that? And, there you go.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap up another whirlwind episode of Teller Time with Thom and Charlie and our guest, the one and only Matt Miester. Charlie, you got anything else?
No,
Okay.
I think I'm honored you're here, man. It's really, I'm great you made the trip. I mean, despite the weather coming in, and I know you're busy with all that, because, it's just wonderful you came up. Man.
Well, it's an honor to be here with you guys. I love Woodland Park. I love Teller County. I mean, one of the cool things is I have got to go many places across southern Colorado in what I do for a job, to visit schools, to go to different events and whatnot. And I appreciate the geographic beauty of this place. And when I say this place, I mean specifically in Teller County, but I mean all of southern Colorado and how varied it is. And as pretty as southern Colorado is, it's the people that make it better, or is the most beautiful thing about it, I should say. And so, I love Teller County, and it's been fun to be here with you guys this morning. So thanks for having me, and everybody listening, thanks for listening.
It seems a lot of people, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just saying maybe down the road we could do this again.
I'm happy to, of course.
Awesome.
Be great.
But it seems a lot of people talk about Teller County and the love of the people and the businesses and the community and the closeness. I think, that's my biggest feeling. And I think everyone we get on here seems to talk about the same thing, the closeness of it all. So that is kind of, you don't find that. Colorado Springs is nice, but it's too big to have that. So our, little town up here is nice to hear that and see that. So again, give us contact information on your coffee guy and your
Hey, it's delicious. That is American Classic Coffee. You can actually go to Peaks2Plains, like not flying planes, but Eastern Plains, Peaks2Plainsweather.com. On there, you can find links to all of the businesses that are supporting Peaks to Plains Weather and that I'm helping grow. You can download the Peaks to Plains Weather app. You can search it in the App Store or Google Play. I also have a 24-hour channel that's streaming on Roku TV and Fire TV, hopefully Apple TV pretty soon. Apple kind of does its own thing, and they don't, when they get to it, they get to it.
That's right.
Social media as well, Peaks to Plains Weather, the WX Miester are my pages that I've had the longest amount of time and people are probably most familiar with. But if you search it, I'm out there. No doubt about that.
Well, hang on. You just mentioned something. Whatever happened to the Miester meter?
It's coming back. So the Miester meter was at KRDO and they didn't let me take it.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was like, well, what are you guys going to do with it? Like, are you going to have the next guy or lady, whoever that is? Like, are they going to fire up the Miester meter? So But it's been more than a decade, and so they have relinquished any rights to that they might have. So it is coming back. Because when I went to Fox, it was the Miester because I didn't want to get in any trouble for using the Miester. I mean, it was the same thing. We called it a different,
There you go.
So the Miester meter's coming back. I'm trying to make it awesome and build it. Mike Miester is going to come back as well. For those of you that are, my little sort of alter ego character, he will be back as well. It's just me right now. I'm the janitor. I'm IT. I'm the meteorologist.
That's right.
I'm sales. So it's all coming in due time.
Now, you did somebody, it seems like somebody asked you about the pet.
Oh yeah, someone asked about pet pics too,
Yeah.
which they're still doing pet pics at Fox, but that interactive stuff I think is great, and so we'll come up with things to do here. It's just going to take a little bit of time as I'm growing all of this. When I look at what I've built over the last 4.5 months or so, I'm extremely proud, but there are things I certainly want to do. So it's going to grow and change over the first 6 months or a year for sure.
Ideas coming faster than you can actually make.
Oh
it
yeah,
happen,
well, and
right?
people give me ideas too.
That's
so
good.
I think it's awesome right now. It's the way it is. It's great. Thank you. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
We're good. Thank you again, Matt.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank
right.
you, Matt, so much.
It is time for our Did You Know? And today, yes, we're on a sea animal kick. Last week we talked about octopuses. This week we're talking about sea otters. Did you know they hold hands while they sleep so they don't drift apart? They form little rafts of otters, sometimes dozens at a time, all floating together. All right, here's another one for you. Did you know the cheeseburger was invented in Colorado? It was served in 1935 at the Humpty Dumpty Drive in Denver. So a couple little pieces of information that maybe are worthful to you or maybe not. But yeah, it's mid-January, which means your New Year's resolutions are either thriving or entered into the witness protection program. Let's see what's happening around town. We got the Community Partnership Resource Center. They're doing a lot of things with playgroups to yoga to substance abuse and grief support, GED classes. Give them a call at 719-686-0705 for more information. February 6th is the next art walk, with the gala being February 7th. That happens obviously downtown, going to a variety of different buildings, seeing all the local artwork from various painters and artists. For more information, see reserveyourgallery.art for more details. The Panther Players will be putting on their Winter Play Antiques January 22nd through the 24th at 7 p.m. This is a heartfelt drama that follows an antique store owner as well as a group of spirits or guests connected to the antiques in the store. When in Lake George, stop by and check out two new businesses. Tumbling Trout Outfitters is one of them, which deals with organizing fishing trips and flies and lures and a whole lot of fishy stuff. And then you got the Goldwater Cafe, which from what I've read has really some incredible tasty foods. This is one that definitely needs your attention. And before I say this, please remember that the views and opinions expressed by myself are solely my own and do not reflect opinions, beliefs, or positions of other individuals associated with Teller Time Podcast. Why I'm saying this is because there's an important petition coming up, and for all registered voters who want to help protect children in Colorado, here's your chance. There will be a Protect Kids Colorado petition signing event Wednesday, January 28th at the Ute Pass Cultural Center from 10 to 7:30. It's going to be discussing 3 ballot initiatives, one being life in prison for convicted sex offenders. Number 2 is going to be no biological males in female sports. And number 3, no irreversible sex change surgery on minors. So I think these are all important matters that we need to become more aware of and think about. And please remember, like I said, this is just my view. I'm bringing this up. So if there is, a situation or you don't like what we say, just let me know. But we try and make things as available as possible to people. Mardi Gras Bingo is coming up Thursday, February 19th, 6:30 at the Ute Pass Cultural Center. Miss Priss, the nice little clothing store downtown, is having their Galentine's event. That is February 12th from 4 to 7. Okay. I do want to make sure we thank all of our listeners on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, and Apple iTunes for sticking with us through another episode of Organized Nonsense. You're the real MVPs, mostly because you keep coming back. All right, Taylor County, be good, be kind, and if you can't do that, be entertaining. We leave you with this quote from Martin Luther King Jr. If you cannot do great things, do small things in a great way. Coming up next on our podcast next week actually will be Freddie Herman Beck, a board member of the UPass Historical Society and a local historian. So we thank you again. Have a great day, folks. See you next week.